It's hard to understand how someone could abandon their beloved dog tied to a tree. Unfortunately, this heartbreaking situation became a reality for one dog. Fortunately, a compassionate woman came across the abandoned pup, leading to a remarkable turn of events. Winter can be a hectic and exhausting time for many, especially during the Christmas season and the start of a new year. Nevertheless, Stephanie Dagenhart took the opportunity to enjoy a morning walk with her two dogs. For Stephanie, walking her furry companions was a cherished source of relaxation, providing her with moments of tranquility and self-reflection. However, she was unprepared for the shocking sight that awaited her that day. With leashes in hand, Stephanie set off for Patterson Park in southeast Baltimore, Maryland. As she savored the crisp morning air, her senses were suddenly jolted by a sight that sent chills down her spine, even more than the cold itself. Next to a tree sat a solitary American bulldog, his leash tightly wrapped around it. The forlorn pup radiated an aura of freezing discomfort, visibly trembling in the bitter cold. Abandoned and alone, with no one around to claim him, Stephanie, a devoted animal lover, felt a deep sense of responsibility to help the distressed dog. In a later interview, she recalled, "He sat there so melancholic and shivering in the bitter cold. That image haunted me, his tremors conveying the depth of his icy anguish." Overwhelmed with dismay, Stephanie questioned how anyone could forsake such a loyal companion. Recognizing the dog's dire need for assistance, she decided to bring him to the Baltimore Animal Rescue and Care Shelter, affectionately known as Bear Arcase. With a glimmer of hope, she entrusted the shelter to provide solace and aid to the little pup. Unfortunately, as Stephanie cautiously approached the abandoned dog, he responded with immediate growls of apprehension. The sorrowful creature was gripped by fear and confusion in the aftermath of his abandonment, yearning for some semblance of personal space. Recognizing the importance of honoring his emotional needs, Stephanie promptly contacted her partner, requesting their assistance in safely removing their dogs from the scene. Once her faithful companions were in good hands, Stephanie settled beside the tethered bulldog, determined to offer solace and reassurance, assuring him that he was no longer alone. Despite her willingness to provide comfort, Stephanie soon realized that prolonged exposure to the biting cold was not an option. Mindful of the detrimental health risks associated with the freezing temperatures, she resolved to contact the police, urging them to involve the Animal Welfare Department. It became apparent that a skilled professional would be required to approach the distressed dog, capable of navigating the situation without harming or exacerbating the canine's fragile state. In her desperate attempt to find help, Stephanie turned to her local community on Facebook, sharing a distressing incident that had shaken her faith in humanity. A picture she posted showed a terrified pup tied up and unable to trust anyone who approached. With a glimmer of hope, she asked if anyone recognized the dog and pleaded for assistance while waiting for the police and animal welfare officers to arrive. Despite the pup's fear, Stephanie cautiously approached, determined to provide comfort and aid. As she neared the trembling creature, something caught her attention: a piece of paper lying in the grass nearby. Evidently, the wind had displaced the note, making Stephanie curious about its contents. She picked it up, discovering that it was not just a scrap of paper, but a heartfelt message left by the person who had abandoned the dog. Reading the note, Stephanie's heart shattered into pieces. It revealed the dog's name, Duke, and included a plea for a new home. Alongside the heartfelt words, the note listed Duke's favorite toy and the remaining food he had. Overwhelmed with sadness and compassion, Stephanie couldn't fathom how someone could abandon a dog. Word of Stephanie's discovery spread through her Facebook post, triggering an outpouring of responses from concerned individuals. Messages flooded in, offering support, guidance, and potential solutions for Duke's unfortunate situation. Stephanie was overwhelmed by the tremendous support shown by people deeply moved by Duke's plight. Sitting there by the tree, his irresistible charm and stoic demeanor had captivated the hearts of many. "I think he just melted everyone's hearts because he's incredibly adorable, yet he looked so brave," Stephanie shared that she was touched by the outpouring of compassion. Time seemed to crawl as approximately 10 long minutes ticked by, the biting wind gnawing at Stephanie's body and chilling her to the bone. She couldn't help but empathize with Duke, imagining how he must have been enduring the elements for who knows how long. Determined to establish a connection, Stephanie softly called out to Duke, uttering his name with gentle reassurance, hoping to alleviate his apprehension and gradually build trust. She intended to approach him cautiously, freeing him from his tethered captivity by the tree. Although Duke displayed a slightly calming demeanor, even tentatively wagging his tail, Stephanie hesitated to push her luck by advancing any further. She weighed the potential risks, unsure of how Duke might react, whether out of fear or anger. Resolute in prioritizing everyone's safety, she deemed it wise to await the arrival of the animal welfare officer, who possessed the expertise to handle such situations, including any potential danger. As Stephanie settled herself on the frigid ground, patiently waiting, an extraordinary occurrence suddenly unfolded, surprising her to no end. Upon seeing Stephanie's heartfelt plea on Facebook, the local community joined forces to aid Stephanie and Duke. People arrived with an outpouring of support, bringing along towels, blankets, and treats. Their genuine intention was to shower Duke with affection and alleviate his distress. Some community members offered ingenious ideas to create a sense of comfort for the canine companion. The community's collective effort brought solace to Stephanie and Duke, reminding them that compassion still thrived. Thankfully, the response time from the animal control officers was relatively swift, arriving within approximately an hour. Their arrival marked a turning point in Duke's ordeal, as they safely secured him in their van with skill and care, preparing to transport him to Barcase, a reputable shelter. Stephanie's impactful Facebook post had quickly circulated, reaching far and wide, resulting in an influx of inquiries flooding the shelter's phone lines. People from all walks of life expressed their desire to adopt and offer Duke a loving home. Unfortunately, due to a legal requirement stipulating that Duke had not been officially surrendered by his previous owners, any potential adopter would have to exercise patience and wait for a mandatory 72-hour period. Though frustrating, this law sought to ensure that proper procedures were followed. Despite the evident abandonment, Duke had to endure a few more days of anticipation before embarking on his journey to find a new forever home. After spending 6 days in the shelter, Duke adapted to his new surroundings and began to thrive. Bailey Deacon, the director of community locations at Barcase, noted that Duke was flourishing. He had built remarkable trust and showed enthusiasm for meeting new people. His infectious smile and wagging tail conveyed his belief that everyone around him was there just for him. Duke's vibrant personality and affectionate nature brought joy to everyone he encountered. Fortunately, Duke's wait for a forever home was short-lived. It wasn't long before he found a loving family who embraced him wholeheartedly. With them, he experienced a life filled with happiness and the comforting assurance that he would never face abandonment again. This heartwarming conclusion to Duke's story highlighted the transformative power of compassion and the importance of second chances. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments section. I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up and share it with your loved ones. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.